Welcome to my nest, because the hive's already been taken. I'm Beeswax, and today we're doing a get ready with me. Oh my god, I mean, no one's been asking for it, but I'm going to do it as I am the self-proclaimed mug of Scotland. We're going to be taking questions. We're going to get messy. But first, I have some slugs on my face and they need to go. Also, so while we're here, the wall behind me is black, and so it very easily takes on marks. So, is the wall dirty? Yes. If you hear anything, it's the neighbours next door, because I'm too skint to have a studio. So we're in my home, we're in my abode. What is the first question?
This one comes from Madonna Kebab.
Right.
How gloopy is splooge meant to be?
How gloopy is splooge meant to be? I would say it needs to be about this gloopy.
T. This shit.
Wow! No, this is going to be gold. When we talk about smooth bases, why are we not shaving our face? You know what I'm saying? Like, baby, how are you going to get a smoother base if you don't shave your... How are you going to get a smooth...
Give it a good shake, girl.
No, do you know what this will do? Now, of course, I'm blessed to be a woman, so I really don't have any need to shave my face, but I think if you get that peach fuzz off, your makeup's going to lay a lot smoother. So, some of you have really textured skin, and that's cute for you, but I don't. So, why would I even let there be a single hair in my face either? I forgot I need to shave my sideburns. I'm wearing a blonde wig today and we don't need anything to show through. But of course, before we get into the makeup, we need a little bit of energy. So today I've been sponsored by no one, because who the fuck wants me to represent their brand? However, I do need my thirst quenched. I'm going to start off by going straight in with the P. Louise base. Right, what's the second question?
Top product recommendations / products you can't live without.
This is so dirty, but I'm going to say one of the Made by Mitchell colour cases. Because you could do a full face with it. You could, like if I was stranded on a desert island, that powder and lashes. Oh, you don't even need to fucking set it. That and lashes. That and lashes. I also love anything P. Louise. I've yet to be let down by a P. Louise product. So as I'm using right now, my P. Louise base. That's my first time using this properly for like an actual face. I've swatched it. I mean, let's give it a whirl.
As the performance diva of Scotland, what's the worst song to lip sync to?
So, whoever put this is a sarcastic motherfucker, because I don't perform. I love hosting, I write roasts, I love comedy, I love doing all that. No one needs to see me dancing about. Not right now. Maybe in the future. I have performed. I just don't really want to right now. Do you want me to be real, or do you want like an answer that will make everyone happy? Drag is expression, and all drag's valid, and you can do whatever you want. Is that what you wanted to hear? I think if you're able to sell a number, you can perform anything. Like, as long as you can sell it, do it. There's some people that perform really good songs really badly, and it ruins the song. So do you know what? Perform a terrible song really well, and it could work. What's the best lip sync song?
Yeah, like when you think of good drag.
Now, I love it when someone does like a stadium tour edit of a song. So like if someone does like one of the like Beyonce tour like the samples from the stage where it's like one line, boosh, next line, boosh, boosh, boosh. I love it. Like I love it when someone does that, because I mean, we are on stage, definitely not a stadium stage, but you're on stage nonetheless. You've got the spotlights, you've sometimes got a fan. When I'm mapping my eyes out, there's one way that I can make it turn out similar every time, and that's if I raise my eyebrows. There is a little divot that shows up here. I'm going to mark it in case you can't see it. It's right there. So I know that that's where the tallest part of my crease is going to go. I'm going in with 3 different palettes. I have 2 from P. Louise and 1 from Beauty Bay. Can you even see that? I don't know, but we're just going to go in with it. So today the vibe is kind of mint. However, I like my eyes to have quite high contrast. So it's going to be a bit more on the teal side. I'm just starting off with a kind of mid shade that actually really matches the base we've put down, but it's more of just this little thing to soften it all. And I'm literally like barely touching my face, it's just to dust it. I'm just a perfectionist like that. I just like it to look really good. Because if you're not good at drag, at least be good at makeup. Right, great. We're going out with a fucking different brush now and we're going darker. I kind of panicked. I thought that we were going a little bit on the dusty side. I thought P. Louise had let me down, but I was wrong. I was wrong to judge, because when is Mama P? When has Mama P ever let me down? Okay, so what's this question?
This one's from Azura Saint.
Oh great, it's from Azura Saint.
Poo or pee?
In what sense?
I think she means, what do you prefer doing?
Oh, what do I prefer? Oh, do I prefer taking a poo or taking a pee? Oh, I mean pee. Taking a dookie in a public toilet. That's a 2024 out. We're leaving that in 2023. But if it's home, big slimy dookie. Big slimy dookie. Do we have any serious questions?
Yeah.
Okay, ask me one.
Is there any dolls that inspire your mug or drag?
That is a good question. Are there any dolls that inspire my mug or drag? Well, yes, there is. So above me is a row of many, 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 many dolls. So I'm actually really inspired by fashion dolls. I've been a doll collector all my life. I started off with Bratz, funnily enough. I had a couple Barbies, but it was more Bratz. And then it moved on to Monster High, and Monster High became my obsession, which is why I think there's a teeny touch of all in my drag. Like, I think there's a teeny touch. There's a teeny bit of edge, and I would argue that that's kind of Monster High inspired, because although obviously they're quite edgy and based on gore, etc., they're glamorous. Freaky just got fabulous, baby, and I'm both freaky and fabulous. And now I collect both the new wave G3 of Monster High and Rainbow High and Shadow High, which, if you don't know what that is, it basically means I'm skint. Now I'm actually going in with a deep blue shade. It's virtually navy. I know this is probably more in the green family, however, this eyeshadow, oh, look at that! Look at that! Baby, it is, what is this called? This is the blue Stack 'em Up palette from P. Louise, and it's this darker shade down here. The shade is Level Up, and if you want to level up your makeup, you need this palette. Baby, you cannot tell me nothing. Now, since we're using a P. Louise palette, let's go in with a P. Louise method, which is the 50-50 method. If anyone doesn't know what that is when you're going to blend out a dark shade into something lighter. You go in with your middle shade and you go 50% above the darkest shade and 50% inside it. And that is how you achieve the smoothest blend. See how that started to immediately buff out? Although I do big makeup, I don't have a lot of space to blend over. So it needs to be a really small blend, but still as smooth as possible. And I would argue that's the most difficult thing about my makeup. Right, also just to like lighten this up, because it is very, very dark, I'm going in with a bigger brush and I'm literally tapping just above where I had put my lightest mid-tone. I use so many different tones in my makeup. I don't know how someone can just swipe a colour across and call it a day. Baby, mugged for a reason. Of course.
The next question is, speaking of dolls for your last question.
Yes.
Do you remember the OG YouTube channels with the Monster High dolls?
Of course I do. So I to this day will go back and watch the OG doll YouTubers like Claudina9, Wookie Warrior 23. Oh my god. I remember when I was younger, I had a fallout with my parents because I was like, I wish I could have as many dolls as Wookie Warrior 23, and they were like, well, why don't you fucking go and live with them then? Fair to say I didn't, or else that might have been my choice. And of course, the mommy and child show, their child is actually now a trans man, which is so cool. It's cool to see like OG doll YouTubers go through a similar like path in life that you ended up going down. And I believe that his name is now Caden. And he stays off social media now though. However, obviously just for the sake of not dead naming someone, we're going to say the Mommy and Caden show.
More like Radio.
Was it Radio JH Audrey?
Yes.
She was a little bit later though, right?
No.
No? Oh yeah. Who else? Oh,
Chad Dillon.
Kitty's mama.
Oh.
Chad Dillon. I'm giving a bit of Kitty's mama. Remember when Emma used to make like the Monster High makeup videos? If you want to see how I got this Dracula makeup look, keep on watching. Anyway, I think it's time for you to go, bitch. So now that we've got that blend down, I mean, it's time to cut it. First of all, let's get into it. So I take a baby wipe. Sometimes I wrap it around tweezers. Sometimes I wrap it around a brush. I don't see tweezers, so we're using a brush. And I just start removing it. Like, there's no two ways about it.
Your next question is controversial drag makeup opinions.
Controversial drag makeup opinions. Okay, I can do, I feel like I might have the authority to say this. I hate when people don't have the contrast right. Especially when they do a big mug. Oh my god, if you're going to be painting big, why are you not putting like your full pigment oozy into it? Do you know, like, what is the point in that? Because then it just looks like you've got big splodges of pastel pink on your face. Like, let's give it some impact, honey. Also, I really don't like when people don't wear enough makeup, like, in general. Because, I mean, it's okay to have a small mug. Like, do not get me wrong. I live for the fantasy. I love a little, like, tight-in eye. However, just because it's small in proportion doesn't mean your makeup bag needs to be small as well. Let's like pack it on, right?
Your controversial drag opinions in general.
Oh, my controversial drag opinions. I think if there's a chance that an audience member is going to be wearing the same outfit as you, it's a chop. And I get affordability. Everyone has a budget. But that's why you need to learn how to sew, motherfucker. Just like me. I fully believe in buying things off the rack. Like, I think there's no need to be spending hundreds and thousands and whatever on all these custom outfits. It's great to do that every so often. Or if you can afford it, do it all the time. But I think you should learn how to customise your clothes. Chuck a little bit of marabou on it, ostrich feathers, rhinestones. Like, you could work, if you can do hand sewing, put some patchwork or something on it. Like, you could, like, not like farmer patchwork, but something fierce, you know? I think in drag we need to get over this skater skirt thing. Why are we wearing like school skirts? Like, what is it with the drag a la quiz dress? Do you know what I'm saying? I don't get it. And don't tell me that you shop at Quiz because you're on a budget, because Quiz is fucking extortionate. Quiz is fucking extortionate. I understand PLT, Primark, New Look, whatever. Don't tell me you go to Quiz because you're on a budget. That's not a budget, honey. My eyes crease a lot, and the less product you have on your skin, the less bad the creasing's gonna look. I'm creased.
Well, that's why I'm the smile lines.
No, baby. You need to, if you're getting smile lines and drag, you're too happy to be in that corset. Fucking sit down. Right, now, I used to, for my crease, use the P. Louise paint, which is not the same as the base. It's a different formula. However, it's fucking went missing. So, I'm just using the white from the Neutrals Made by Mitchell palette to cut my crease. And I'm going in a P. Louise makeup brush. And, like, this is the easy part. Like, you've already carved it out, so you're just plain fucking colour the lines. What is it? You're just doing paint by numbers. Colour the lines.
Right, growing up in a little town, how was it growing up trans in a little town?
Fuck. So, for anyone that doesn't know, I grew up in a small town in Ayrshire called Culwinning, and honestly, so I came out as trans at 13, and I had a blessed time compared to a lot of other people. I would argue that I wasn't bullied. I'm not saying I was fully liked at all times, but I would never argue that I was bullied. I think so many people had it a lot worse than me. And I worked really hard to like assimilate and try to blend in as much as possible, which is hard for me because I was a standout type of girl, and I liked to pull looks. So when you're all stunting and cutting and your human hair unit thinking you're this, that and the next thing, baby, trust it. 4th and 5th year, 30-inch full lace, human hair, 613 blonde, down to my ass. And I was given. And I was given. And that was me for every day in school. That was me for just the everyday walking to school. And you think that you're given the give. Nah, because I've already been there and done that. So when you're talking about why do you not ever wear human hair wigs, be? Because I've done that. I've done that, baby. Like that to me that's not drag. To me that's just my daily life. But no, and then I got fat and then I stopped caring about how I looked. So ego death. Twink death. No twink death. But no, and then I got on blockers at 14 and hormones at 16. Wow. And I actually had a really good time at school. I liked going to school because it was like a fucking social event to me. I was like, let's go to school. Even though I called in sick like multiple times a fucking week. And then I actually got really good exam results, surprisingly. People don't expect me to be smart, but I'm very intelligent. And I went on to go to the Grays School of Art in Aberdeen. It is an art uni. And I dropped out after a year to move to Dundee with my boyfriend at the time, who's now my fiance, Forrest, aka Drake. Trust, I do not be calling him Forrest in the bedroom. That's fucking weird. I'm going to set that with the white and the Vivian Scepter palette. Now, this palette is filthy, so I'm not even going to pick it up. But this palette is so fucking good. Like, Vivian put some crack in this shit because...
When is the next episode of Mugged?
When is the next episode of Mugged, the podcast? Well, actually, me and Peach have spoke about it, and Mugged is coming back. We're on a little hiatus from it because there's only the two of us that work on it, and editing these long ass episodes is actually really time consuming and difficult, and we're busy gals. However, the next like 4 or 5 episodes of Mugged are already recorded. They just need edited. But we actually do intend on having a big thing for the comeback. So you're going to stay tuned on that one. But no, we love doing Mugged and we have some cool guests.
What is BEESWAXX's drag origin?
Oh, okay, right. So my drag origin. Now, I had done little drag mugs over the years.
Oh, hello. It's BEESWAXX here in the editing bay. And the fucking doorbell went and we started eating food and forgot to finish that question. So you'll need to find out about my drag origin some other time. Bye-bye.
So I have cut my crease and I have mapped out my liner and now it's time to fill it in. So I just map it out with a regular liquid pen liner, and I fill it in with a cream because otherwise I would go through a liner every time I get in drag. So we're just using the Made by Mitchell colour case again. As I said, can fucking use it for everything, and since I've already done my precise line work, this is what this is perfect for, filling in. Okay, so that's filled in. I'll let that set, and again, you don't need to use powders with these, but I do.
What made you fall in love with makeup?
Oh, that is a good one, actually. I might need to think on that. So, I started doing makeup when I was 9 or 10, and it started off with special effects makeup. Because I felt like if I told my parents it was for special effects, then it wasn't girly. Because you have to remember, I was a little boy. And so I was like, oh, I really want to do like special effects makeup. And so I'd do like the scar wax, making like fake wounds and stuff. And then I'd be like, oh, I need this colourful eyeshadow palette for making bruises. And then I started like practicing like getting in femme and trying to look less like a little boy as I got maybe to 11 and 12. And now I'm here.
What was your first makeup palette?
Oh my god. So my first makeup palette, I remember it very distinctly. Like, Well, there's two options. One is this little like kiddie makeup thing from when I was really young. But the first thing I like actually bought eyeshadow palette wise was the Urban Decay Full Spectrum palette. And I think this was in like, oh God, like yeah, it must have been 2016, because although I had makeup before that, it was all like given to me by my mum or stolen out her makeup drawer. Whereas this was the first eyeshadow palette I was like, I'm gonna buy it. And I got it at Debenhams in Silverburn. And I begged my gran for it. And it was shit. Like, looking back, I would never fucking use it. But it got me through at the time, and I used to do a different eyeshadow colour every day going to school. Right, it's time to get into the forehead. Often I do the forehead last, but we're just going to do that first since that's a small area. Going in with the MAC Studio Fix Fluid Foundation. And what is this? NC10, because I'm very, very, very pale. So, we do have a question. What is it?
If you can design your own eyeshadow palette, what are the colours and what is the name?
Now, I think I would do a rainbow palette solely because I really do believe in palettes that you can do your whole, like a whole month of gigs in one palette. Do you know what I mean? Like, take it on tour and you'll be fine. So I think it would be a rainbow palette. But it would be set out in a way, and there are other palettes that are like this. I'm by no means saying this is original, but it would be set out in a way that each row is like a pastel, a bright, and a dark version of each shade. And then probably a matching shimmer, but it wouldn't just be a shimmer that's in that shade. It would be a shimmer that is white based with the coloured reflex. So for example, this shade up here, it's a white base with a mint green reflect. So that would be my dream, because I would fucking take it everywhere. And of course, it would have a black and a white, and it would need to have a shimmer white, because what happened to palettes having shimmery whites? Did we just get rid of that? Like, I swear, every palette that I used to own had a shimmery white, and now I can't fucking find them anywhere. Well, except for in some redacted palettes, but I will not be buying them. Because all the other redacted palettes that I own, I've finished the shimmery white in. Okay, so next I'm going in with the Juvia's Place concealer, and this is the lightest shade they do before white, I think. But all the writing's fucking faded off it. Oh no, 24, whatever that means. I'm pretty sure Juvia's Place work from dark to light in their shades. I might be wrong, but that's really cool, because why is it? Who decided that the lightest shades are the default? Right? And I'm going to let that sit for a second, because when you let your products sit, they get thicker, you get better coverage on it, and it doesn't just blend out into this huge big mess. That should do it. Now, when I'm blending out for drag, I don't like to move the sponge around too much, because you're not trying to blend it over your face. You're putting it in a place for a reason. So let's just keep it there, right? Like, so it should be like that. And then I'll just take a cleaner side of the beauty blender and I'll just tap the edge. What's confusing? What's confusing? So for the forehead contour, I'm going in with this. What is it? Maybelline New York Instant Age Rewind Eraser. Why is it called an eraser? Anyway, I like this because I love this little applicator thing. I'm obsessed with it. It's so spongy, and it sounds like bubbles when you're pressing it on. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I've never used this one.
Like, hold on. Put it on your hand, but put it up close to your ear.
Yeah.
Right? So, I don't put a big fucking beige rainbow like some of you motherfuckers. Now, my hairline is not straight. I've not got a great hairline. It kind of goes like the McDonald's arches. So, I actually tuck it in there. And I do one side at a time. And then that's how I find that it works. And I'm using a brush that is actually not allowed to be disclosed, because it was never released for the brand. Because it was never released for the brand it was meant to be for. So if anyone wants to know what this brush is, I'm sure you can find a similar one somewhere else. I've also destroyed it. Like, oh, should I cover the logo? I don't actually know. I think this product's dried out a bit, because this is not blending how it used to. Since that wasn't giving me what I needed it to give, I'm going in with one of the Fenty Beauty matchsticks. This is amber suede. So it's a little bit more cool toned when you actually see it, but it goes on fairly neutral. So it's not as grey as it looks in the tube. And I like this because it feels like it's quite dusty when it's going on. But it does blend out nicely once you get the hang of it. It's one of these products where I think you need to fall in love with it a bit before it becomes part of your routine. Now, I'm going to go in and do my eyebrows, but first I've just used the colour case to mix up a little custom shade. I'm wearing light hair, so we're going for some kind of like taupey, greyish eyebrows. I was going to do bleached looking ones, but because I'm so pale, it kind of looks weird. Actually, this is a big pet peeve of mine for drag queens, is when they start their eyebrows too high. It's not given fierce. Watch this. I want to bring it from inside my eyeshadow. So I'm going to stamp it like here. Can you believe it? Right? And then you can give the angry eyebrow of your dreams. Styles of wigs I hate doing. I don't like doing the wigs that need to defy gravity in a way, because as much as I think they look cunt and I enjoy styling them, people don't know how to look after them. I think that's probably the hardest part about being a wig stylist for me, is when people don't know how to look after the wigs. And then it falls apart and then they act as if it's your fault. No. Now, me and some of my wig stylist friends, we like to say, if you don't know how to look after styled hair, you have no business having it. Just learn. Like, there's so many videos on YouTube of how to maintain wigs. I mean, fuck YouTube. Like, we're all on, I know I'm on YouTube right now, I guess, but we're all on short form content, things like TikTok. Watch a TikTok video on it. Like, fuck. Fancy seeing you here. I wasn't going to record this because it's just foundation, this part, but I realised actually this is something not everyone does. So when I put on with the end of my brush, my foundation, it's just the same one, it's the MAC Studio Fix Fluid. I put it on. Can you hear these kids next door? Ah! I put it on and I spread it thin. Because it's a fairly high coverage foundation, it's pretty good. And it's the only way to avoid being too cakey. Because although I'm lucky to have decent skin, the more product you put on your face, the more texture's gonna be showing. So take that to the bank, honestly. I also find my foundation lasts a lot longer because it can't really slip. There's not enough actual product laid on there for it to slip about. Now that we've put on a thin layer of a high coverage foundation, we can go thicker with products we want more out of. So I'm going back in with that Juvia's Place concealer. Now I'm not going under my eyes because I do certain makeup under my eyes. Again, less product, more coverage, you know? So I go bigger with this and I take it to here and then I literally take it over my nose. Why I started doing this, I don't fucking know, but it works. And then, get this. I take it here. My mug is actually very feminizing. So this part of my face looks wider, which makes it look more feminine. So we're going to mimic that the whole way round. We want this part of the face to go in smaller because I have a wide ass face. So that's what we're going to do. Now, I don't like doing too much down at the chin. I think it makes you look ill and I'm not quite sure why. But I do... Did I just say do? I do that and I give it one of those just to brighten this bit up. And again, you really don't need too much of this because we're going to jaw contour anyway, so we're going to get that definition, but it just keeps it looking nice and clean. So I have that concealer sitting on my nose so that it gets a little bit thicker, but for now we're going to move on to blush. Now I blush before and after contour. I know that's crazy, but I really like blush. So we're going in with the colour case. I'm going in with the colourful one here, and I'm going in with this hot pink shade. Am I in frame?
You've been in frame.
Wow. Makeup guru. Look at that, baby. Let's get into the pigment of this. Are you ready? Noella's afraid of blush just a little bit. So let's teach the children.
Have you cream contoured?
Hmm?
Have you cream contoured?
No, I do it before and after. A blush before and after contour.
I've never seen this process.
Are you nervous?
Things have got crazier since the last time I watched this.
But why not do that in front of, like, the contour usually first? 'Cause
Let's do it before and after.
you're draping now, girl.
Love. Right, and so we'll just bring this a little bit more forward.
How did you meet your fiancé?
So, me and my fiance Drake, we actually met through a friend, and this friend showed me a picture of Drake. I said, oh, he's really handsome. And they showed Drake a picture of me and said, oh, she's really pretty. And then they went behind both of our backs and said that we wanted to shag each other, which was never said. And I'm not saying I wasn't thinking that, but that was never said. And then me and Drake ended up actually talking, and we really hit it off. And then that friend that set us up got really annoyed that it worked. So you set us up, and then you got mad that it worked out. And you told us it wouldn't last, and here we are, engaged. And you are cheating on your partner, but that's going in.
The cheat on your partner part as well?
Mm-hmm.
Work.
Well,
Right, I'm going in with the brown from the colour case. And this is a really dark brown. This is literally just going to be put on these little pockets here. Like, this is really dark. But it's just to get that little bit of dimension in there. So I had no idea how long we were doing this for. We started at 4 p.m. What time is it, Noella?
7:55.
It's been almost 4 hours. But we have been sitting and chatting. Like, I'm not gonna act as if like I've been doing fucking makeup this whole time.
You also did restart.
I did actually have to restart at one point, to be fair, because I did fuck something up. So
Is there something that most people would not know about you if they didn't know you?
okay. I mean, I feel like a lot of people don't know that I have Tourette's. Tourette's. I have little tics and stuff, not as many vocal ones as I do physical. And that's something, it's something that definitely I'm uncomfortable with. Like, there's a reason not a lot of people know about it. I don't really talk about it all that much. So if anyone's ever met me and wondering why I'm throwing my body about, that's why. There's a lot of people who have been found out to have been faking it. I don't know if I should talk about this or not. Well, do you know what? Someone's got to. Someone that has Tourette's needs to talk about it. There was someone who was kind of caught faking it, and they didn't know that I had it. And so it was really insulting when they would pretend to have Tourette's. I was just going to stand in there going, oh, okay. So for anyone that doesn't know, Tourette's is not fun, and it's not cute, and it's not this thing that makes you make cutesy little noises. Yeah, that can be some people's tics. Like, you're not faking Tourette's if you have a tic that isn't ugly looking, I guess. However, I think TikTok, but TikTok and things of that nature have sensationalized it a bit, maybe romanticized it even, and made it seem like it's fun. And yeah, Tourette's can be funny, I guess, but it's not inherently funny, and it's not inherently fun for the person ticking. So yeah. Now you know. Sorry, it makes me uncomfortable to talk about, but I said that no questions were off limits, so I guess I'm answering it.
Have you got any other conditions?
Well, yes, I do actually. I have scoliosis.
Oh yeah.
It's not like a fucking life-ending thing. I was like, yeah, nothing to worry about. Some people's scoliosis mean that they have to get surgery. Mine's not that bad. I do get bad back pains and stuff, but nothing like completely debilitating. I guess that counts as a disability, guys. So if anyone wants to send a blue badge to my P.O. box. So I've just been doing my powders. I've just been chucking on my powder contour and stuff. And let's put the powder blush on. So I'm going in with the Vivienne Sector palette and some of the pink from the eyeshadow palette, of course, because eyeshadow is a pressed pigment too. So why use a blush when you could use a fully pigmented eyeshadow? Look at that. Tuck that right in there. Oh my god. Are you fucking kidding? This is blush. Baby.
This is drag.
This is drag. Ah. A little bit in the nose. Just a teeny bit on the nose. Okay. So I kind of got a little bit carried away and I've started mapping things out that I should have done on camera. But I'll let you know what you've missed. Fuck all. I drew a couple lines on my face and now I'm putting eyeshadow on. More of it. I'm going in with a Made by Mitchell colour case and I'm using the black shade and I'm buffing out some of that under my eye just to give something. Oh, I've fucking got it on the side of my face. In this process, I've somehow smashed the mirror of my Vivienne palette and it's all over the eyeshadow. So I can't use that now. But I have been. The next thing I do, another crease to cut, is I need to cut out inside here and it's literally a simple V shape. And again, it's just so that everything looks nice and clean. Nothing in my face happens for chance. All of it is on purpose. There's a reason I do it. And the reason for this is because I want to. Next, we're going in with a little holy grail. It is the NYX Epic Wear liner in white. Is it literally just called white? Yes. It's like fucking Tipex, bitch. Like, and I'm meeting it up with this little bit in here. And it really opens up the eye. Makeup guru. Okay, we have another question. What is it?
So, when you return to performing, do you have a number prepared?
I have a couple things in mind and they're not mind blowing. They're really simple. One of them is I want to do Get Down from Six. It's such a good song. It's just incredible. And the other thing I want to do is Pure Unfortunate Souls. I know I'm not a fucking Disney adult, but I really love the song. Like, and I think it's very drag queen energy. Of course, Ursula is inspired by Divine. Okay, now for my waterline, I am going in with the All Smudge No Budge from Made by Mitchell, and it's just the black shade. And now I do this a kind of specific way. I don't take it all the way in because obviously there's white here, and I think it looks a little bit off, so I take it to kind of the middle of my eye. I'm going to move on to highlighter. Now, everyone thinks my highlighter's edited on. It's fucking not, and I'll show you for how. I cannot show you the product though, because it's from a redacted brand. I bought these highlighters years ago, and I hate to rant and rave about it because it is a brand that's owner's not very good. However, these products have lasted me for years and they're so good. I'm going to apply it with my finger. It just works best on your finger. Can you see that on camera?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, there you go.
And I just bring it up and I bring it here, and that can go up there, and you can just swipe it gently within there as well. And then using a finger that didn't have it on it, I'll just tap out the edges, make it not quite as harsh. It's glittery highlighter, so it's not going to be the most perfectly blended thing in the world. Like, you're going to need to go over that, but there. And then I just do a little dust. Again, swipe.
Oh, yeah, girl.
It's done it. So that if I'm taking a picture with someone and I turn my head, it hits now a teeny bit on the end of the nose. But I don't put this highlighter anywhere else because it is a coloured highlighter and it looks best on just the cheeks.
What is your advice on newer queens trying to get into drag?
My advice for newer queens getting into drag, and I'm not going to say don't do it, it's fine, do it. I would actually say it's more about making friends, not as in making friends to get places. You need to realise the difference, but it's important to have drag friends Because if you're doing something wrong, they can help you. It keeps you right. Like, you have other people's opinions to bounce off of, and it's not just the opinion of like your cousin, it's the opinion of another creative, which can be really valuable. And don't worry about being booked and blessed straight away. That doesn't really happen. Do competitions, do open stages, do whatever. But I would say it's more important to make friends. Am I crazy for that? No. But what I'm gonna do, and this might be crazy, is I'm gonna draw on my moles. Not everyone knows that I do little dots. No, I do a little mole here. Beautiful. And I do one up here. I'm actually just gonna pat a little bit over that so that it lightens just the teeniest bit. And I'm gonna make this one a teeny bit bigger. So, what's next? Lashes. The lashes I'm using are 2 pairs of water drag lashes put together. I believe it's the Cheryl Hole ones, and then another pair that came in this actual case. And I've stacked them, and they're cut quite small because I actually have little voleys, and so they need to just be pretty and perfect. But I'll show you kind of roughly how they're gonna look, as if they're not about to fucking see them on in a second. But it just kind of gives the give. I like a spiky lash. Right, that's the makeup complete. So stay tuned and we'll be right back. Well, that's it. We've fucking done it. I've lost a nail. This is the only one you need to worry about though. So look, hopefully this has done something to maybe... Nah. Well, let's make it fucking even then. Well, I hope that this has maybe helped some of you level up your game. If not, there's no helping you because I went in depth. We spoke drama, we spoke tea, and we spoke makeup tips. Final question. Are you going to subscribe? Now, if you subscribe, you'll be missing actually nothing whether you do or don't. Because am I ever going to post here again? I don't know, but we'll see how this does. If it gets me enough attention, I might do it again. Sophie, who styled this lovely wig? Me. Good night. So you can follow me on Instagram at BEESWAXX Drag. You can follow me on Twitter at the BEESWAXX. You can follow me on Snapchat if you want at the BEESWAXX, but I don't know why you would do that. What's the fucking point? And commission a wig by me on my Instagram page if you want something as good as this. If you want to look right, tight, and not fucking shite, you want to come to me. And I want to thank you all for watching, and remember, the block button is free. Give me one good reason why these cunts should like and subscribe.
Because you need to fill the fridge, honey.
That's the reason. End recording. Bye bye.